Once again, here's another update via the Force 13 Australia Oceania team on Tropical Cyclone Iris, which at this point in time remains a Category 1 tropical cyclone. And again, we have a look at the life of the system up to a couple of hours ago. It has some later imagery. This is one of two satellite views. And as mentioned previously, Tropical Cyclone Iris is one system that is defying the odds, and she could have another week of life yet, but time will tell on that. Tropical Cyclone Warning Centre here in Brisbane. Whilst there's no warnings or watches, their latest at 4 p.m. indicates sustained winds in the centre of 75 kilometres an hour with gusts to 100 kilometres an hour. Located within 55 kilometres and 20.1 degrees south or 152.9 degrees east. About 415 kilometres east of the Hamilton Island, and from Mackay tracking east-northeast 405 kilometres. The Tropical Cyclone Iris is moving east-southeast 13 kilometres an hour. However, the BUA says that it should weaken tonight. The east-southeasterly motion of Iris should slow tonight as it weakens. The remnant tropical low is expected to turn around and adopt a track back towards the northwest on Friday. There is quite a bit of uncertainty on whether that is going to happen. Whilst Tropical Cyclone Iris is no longer having any significant impact on the Queensland coast or islands, Bureau Meteorology has a gale warning for the eastern region of the Great Barrier Reef. Strong wind warning in place for the remainder of today. Townsville, Mackay, Capricornia, including Fraser Island coast. And a similar warning will be in place tomorrow, Friday. Here's the latest track chart from the Bureau of Meteorology. And as mentioned, the Bureau of Meteorology's Tropical Cyclone Warning Centre was understaffed on the weekend, and they only actually had 3 on duty. It'll be interesting to see whether the federal government or the minister in charge of the Bureau of Meteorology via the relevant department will have anything to say. Joint Typhoon Warning Centre's current track chart. However, I'm just bringing it up. They have it located 444 nautical miles north of Brisbane, tracking southeast at 9 knots. Persistent convection to the south of the low-level circulation. The position is based on a Himawari visible satellite image showing the partially exposed low-level circulation with deep convection located to the south. Here's some tracks on the system. And according to them, her structure is improving. Moderate vertical wind shear 20 to 25 knots, which is offset by excellent poleward outflow, moderate equatorward outflow. Sea surface temperature remains favourable between 28 and 29 degrees Celsius. Tropical cyclone 17P or Iris will maintain an intensity of 40 knots through the next 24 hours before beginning to weaken and eventually dissipating within 48 hours. However, the dynamic model guidance shows a general northward track, but the steering pattern remains very weak, leading to a widespread in model guidance. The latest NOAA floaters, and please have a look at these imageries. There is cooling in the cloud tops. You can actually tell by the amount of white and black. There is low confidence in the Joint Typhoon Warning Centre's forecast track. Maximum wave height is 15 feet. It's actually gone up 1 foot. And repeating, dynamic model guidance shows a general northward track, but the steering pattern around 17P remains very weak, leading to widespread in model guidance. So no one knows what she is doing. Force 13 will continue to bring the latest information, and not forgetting that we have a tropical low to the east of Vanuatu. It looks like we are going to have a tropical cyclone on the radar. I think it's 91P. We will provide some coverage to that developing system tomorrow. However, have a look at this little beauty. Is Iris going to try for round 3? This is the Navy's NAF gem, and look, it comes down. As we know, it's tracking east-southeast, then it tracks back up the coast or up north, deepens and comes back down. Now we have a look at total accumulated rainfall. Caution needs to be applied to that previous imagery. The others aren't lending support, although they have it, or one model has it tracking north, then across into the Gulf of Carpentaria. But as I mentioned, she's not going anywhere. And the upper level divergence is very healthy. It's up around the 40 knot mark. Wind shear is still an issue. But if she tracks to the north, well, the wind shear is definitely going to drop. The 24-hour shear tendency actually indicates that the wind shear is supposed to drop. a 50 millibar vorticity, and she's still maintaining intensity when you look at the pinkish right just to the south of the icon. And thanks to Levi Cow and Tropical Tidbits, here's a couple of tracks. This is a GEFS. And the outliners show possibly tracking over towards New Caledonia, but the models are all over the place because, as I mentioned, we just do not know what she is going to do. And here's a still image. It's a rainbow imagery, and you can definitely see the right, which means the cooling of the clouds, the thunderstorms. If you'd like to be part of Force 13, at the end, Nathan with the details.
You can follow Force 13's outlets, the website force13.com, which has had a revamp and is still under reconstruction, but take a look. Also YouTube, of course, if you haven't subscribed, that might be a good idea. Visit Force 13. We're also on Facebook under the same name, of course, and you can like us on there, and you can also follow us on Twitter. Search Force 13, all in text for those. You can also add Force 13 on Skype or my personal account on Discord, Fool13, at extension 9094.